Inca traditional medicine.
Hi, this is Dr. Mary Mejia, founder of IncaTradtionalMedicine.com. Welcome to our event about cacao, chocolate, and health benefits. We were discussing so many things last February. Now we are February also, 2021, and certain things have been changed, but hopefully everybody's okay after the pandemic. Well, the first point right now is greetings. So we're greeting the Native American communities of United States, Canada, and Mexico. Also the communities of Central America, the native communities of South America, the Inca and Aymara communities of the Andes, and the Amazonian communities are Shipibo, Conibo, Ashaninka, and Awajun, where my mother came from. Well, after this very important greeting for us, because we can never forget the origins of cacao, which is located in the Amazon, in our countries, where it's being produced and cultivated since 5,500 years ago. We go into the second point, which is the archaeology. In the archaeology, we have a discovery last November 2018 by the archaeologist Francisco Valdez and lately by the archaeologist Quirino Oliveira from Ecuador and from Peru, where they were found, according to the carbon 14 methodology, the cacao starch was found in the area of a river in Chinchipe, Ecuador, in the south part of this country, and in the north part of Peru, which is limiting, is a border between Peru and Ecuador, in Monte Grande, in Jaén, in the north of Peru, in the Amazonas region and Cajamarca regions of Peru. Well, it was a very important discovery because this brought to study also and to found a new civilization from 5,500 years ago, which is called Marañón in Peru and also Chinchipe in Ecuador. And so this means that it's really a new civilization. It's a very old. In Peru also we have another civilization 4,500 years ago, and this is the Caral civilization, but this is a bit older and still is something new. And it was being named one of the 10 best discoveries in archaeology in the world. So all the thing, important thing about cacao is happening. Also, what is the human behavior about that? The cacao has an aroma that attracted the birds, attracted the insects, but basically attracted us, human beings. Well, now passing to the second point in our presentation, we are called the botany of cacao. In the botany of cacao, we wanted to tell you that the cacao is an evergreen tree. It has a lot of procedures to be cultivated and to be grown, especially in its water. That's where you found the closest or closer to the river since the ancient times to now. Second, 60% of the varieties of cacao have been found in Peru, in South America, which means that the genetic origin of cacao is in Peru, according to the studies. There are more varieties that need to be studied, in the laboratory and confirm, but this is the we have until now. Second, in the botany, a very important thing also to address is the way it's being cultivated in the Amazon, in Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, Colombia, the cacao. There is organic cacao, in which means you are not using agrochemicals, and also for fumigation purposes you need the natural sources. The aroma attracts the insects, so we have different vegetables that we use for fumigating purposes, if you could say that. You know, you mix the vegetable with water, you spray it along the tree, and then it's not being contaminated. Now we pass into the next point, which is called the chemical composition of cacao. There were studies and studies and still being studied by the engineers, by the food engineers. What is cacao? What is the chemical composition? In the chemical composition, we are going to refer mainly to the main part of cacao. Of course, also we give you the botanical name, which is Theobroma cacao. And also this name is derived Theobroma because the main component of cacao is called theobromine. Theobromine is an alkali similar to coffee, for example, but doesn't have the same effects on the human body. Cacao and chocolate may contain between 0.5% to 2.7% of theobromine. Now, what is the main characteristic in the body when we ingest, when we eat cacao? Is the vasodilator effect, the antioxidant effect, and also as a heart stimulant. They have many effects really in the whole body. There are effects that we're going to see a bit later. And so when you're eating cacao, remember chocolate, which is derived from cacao, that you are having is superfood. Next. Also, besides the theobromine, you can find flavonols. We have also an aggregate antioxidant power, and other substances. You have the mineral, you have potassium, you have iron, and other substances. Now we're talking about the organic chocolate versus the milk chocolate. There was a lot of discussion about organic chocolate because basically we got to know, most of us, chocolate, milk chocolate. In the ancient times, in the Inca times, in the Amazonian times, ancient 5,000 years ago, they basically grabbed the cacao pod from the tree. It need to be break by hand. The animals with the aroma break it, the squirrels break it in pieces, but they didn't eat it because it's not good for their health. They feel bad reaction, but for the human beings it's excellent. Now, then after they opened, they found the cacao seeds and the pulp. So in the ancient times we were eating like that. Then after that, it's being studied that it was being mixed with water, and so it was a kind of liquid. When it was taken to by the birds or dispersed to Central America or North America, like Mexico, it was being fermented and mixed with another vegetables or so. When after that was taken to Europe, then they invented the milk chocolate. So they add the milk chocolate now. That's why now these European countries are basically famous for milk chocolate. But as since we had the European invasion in Peru, in South America, well, we gotta get used to eat the milk chocolate. Nowadays, is so many research, is so many internet information, and then we find that organic chocolate is the real chocolate, because organic chocolate has been discussed, is still being discussed in the United States by the FDA, in Peru by the Agriculture and Health Department, as well in South America and around the world. So they define that organic chocolate, or a product to be really called chocolate, needs to have at least 35% cacao. If it's 10 to 12% cacao, will be called milk chocolate. If it's less than 10% cacao in the United States, it's being called chocolate candy or candy. So you might know what will be the health effect when you have a chocolate candy or milk chocolate, and what will be the difference in organic chocolate, pure chocolate. Also, talking about this, it's important because happened that human behavior at the beginning, not in the ancient times, I could say in the modern times, in the 1800s, 1700s, 1800s, we were used to just sweet or sour. So everything was salty. So everything needs to basically be added salt or sugar. We were not tolerating any other flavor, any other taste. But then we discovered recently that we can adjust to a bitter sweet, a bitter taste. This bitterness in the chocolate, if it's being added a fruit, so it has a kind of sweetness. So it's not as bitter as it could be. Also, the organic cacao, believe it or not, you are not going to find, if it's organic, if it's fine cacao, it's a sweet aroma. It's not going to be too bitter. It's a bit bitter, yes. So human behavior is being adapted also to bitterness, and lately also to spiciness, to astringent flavors. So everything is not anymore just two flavors, because we found out that it's very healthy actually to have something that is bitter for our health. Next, and most importantly, I could say that because I'm a doctor and I promote public health and I want you to be healthy, all of you, the health benefits of cacao. So if you looking at book, if you look on the internet, you can find from A to Z benefits, from A to T perhaps, and so, but in order for us, for this virtual presentation, we wanted to present it to you more summarized in systems. So according to research studies, we find that the theobromine is an alkaloid which is a heart stimulant, and the heart is a very important organ in the human body. So since it's a heart stimulant and a vasodilator, it prevents a stroke, it controls the blood pressure and improves circulation. If circulation is not well controlled, people can have varicose veins and different issues. If the circulation is not good in the brain, people can have not enough memory to remember things, perhaps, I don't know, so there are many diseases in which the memory is not working well. So the cardiovascular system has many benefits from cacao and chocolate, if I could say that. Also, lately people are getting used to have 70% as an average of cacao in their dark chocolate. And so, which is very healthy, I could say that. There is 80%, 85%, 90%, 100%. You can adjust to that. This will be very healthy for you. The other effect that has, since it's a vasodilator, not only vasodilate the theobromine, the blood vessels, they also dilate the components in the respiratory system. You know, in order to breathe, we need to have the alveoli enough open so the oxygen can enter and we can exhale the carbon dioxide. So it's very important because also it prevents the allergies, respiratory allergies, and it prevents asthma, or it can help you to relieve the asthma symptoms. Other benefit is in the urinary system. Cacao is an aid in the urination. It's a very difficult when somebody cannot really urinate the right amount because it can produce edema, and then it can cause many other health problems which are a risk for the human body. The other effect is in the digestive system. It means that since help in the circulation, since helps in the in the other systems, you know, it metabolites. It helps to metabolize better the food. Not only because it has theobromine, but also they have other chemical components. They have also the flavonols. They have the antioxidants, which are good all together in order to get a good digestive and a good food metabolism, so you can take advantage of the food you eat in your health. Next, talking about the antioxidant effect to theobromine and to the flavonols, there is still a high percentage of death in the population through cancer. You know, the radicals and the UV radiation. Some people sometimes is exposed to the sun too much or on the beach, which is nice, but need to be prevented from skin cancer. That's one cancer. The cacao butter, the natural, is being used sometimes to put on the skin 15 minutes before sun exposure. So that will give you a nice suntan and also will prevent you from irritation, inflammation, redness, burning, and skin cancer. In this case also, it helps you to protect the intertegumentary system. You can apply cacao butter in the lips, for example, in the United States or in the Andes it's cold, and you need to protect your lips from dryness, and so you can put cacao butter on the lips. It will look good, plus it will avoid any injury on the lips. And another important part, very important, very important, is in the endocrine system. The cacao helps to regulate insulin. So the insulin is being, the production is being increased through cacao. And so when the insulin is being increased through cacao, then diabetes is being controlled, so it's less of a risk. Of course, we need to be healthy, and our main message is to prevent chronic diseases, also to prevent infectious diseases or any other disease. We want to have health and wellness, and to keep active, and to have the right diet, the smart diet, and to have a good memory, the many other things that we really need to enjoy life. And so in this case, diabetes is a chronic disease with many complications and need to be addressed properly. And so in this case, cacao is here, but there is also myths about cacao. In this myth, for example, most people believe that chocolate is candy, it's a lot of sugar. No, not really. If the chocolate has a lot of sugar, then it's sugar and chocolate. I could say that instead of chocolate with sugar, I could say sugar, a lot of sugar, plus a bit of chocolate, less than 10%. In the United States, it's considered like that. Or if you have milk chocolate, well, you have 10% of cacao. All the rest is milk It's sugar, it's another food additive, it's another maybe artificial flavor, and so you have to adjust. You know, most of us like maybe sweet flavor, but we also have to consider that there are other flavors in the food that are healthier for a healthy life and for a healthy longevity. Well, it was very nice. Thank you for your participation. Please continue visit www.incatraditionalmedicine.com. You can write your questions and follow up in this seminar at info@incatraditionalmedicine.com. Thank you very much to all the people that are watching in the virtual mode, and also to the people that are watching in person. So thank you, Yolanda, thank you, Anthony, and thank you, Milton, and see you next time. Bye.